right, it looks like we're alive. Looks like everything should be going smoothly. Yeah, looks like everything's going good. All right. Let's see here. Grab some water. Thirsty. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. Who we got going on right now? Who's watching out there? See what we got right now. Let's take a look. See, Scythus, hello. What's going on? Good old Charles, what's going on, bro? Isaiah Bronner, hi. What's going on, dude? Scythus, by the way, I love your content. Oh, Scythus, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Jim the Mad Viking, what's going on, bro? Good to see you again. Gnarls back at it again with the white BBs. Yeah, dude, you know it. Always got to be sporting those white BBs. Airsoft lover, hi. What's going on, dude? How you guys doing today? I love Airsoft. Absolutely, I love Airsoft as well. Oh, if you forgot, these guys have been keeping up with the live streams daily. I finally was able to refill my water bottle. So, there you go. The curse is no longer. I was actually able to quench my thirst now. That's what's going on, guys. We'll go ahead and get started in like about 3 minutes. So at like 3:35, we'll officially begin, and we'll start like answering some questions and going over the promos and stuff. But how you guys doing today? Are you guys going playing Airsoft this weekend? You guys staying in? What's going on? Cepheus, I'm gonna go watch your videos. Thank you, much appreciated. Much appreciated support. Always like, share, and comment on the videos. Always helps us out. Beat that YouTube algorithm. Fucking YouTube hates anything related to Airsoft. So really, really helps us out. See, DJ, hey, yo, what's good, brother? What's good? Oh, I was just asking everyone, like, how is everyone doing to this weekend? What do you guys got planned for this weekend? You guys going to play Airsoft? I know 4th of July is actually happening Tuesday, but are you guys celebrating it this weekend? I know some people do that. Going out for the weekend. Have any big plans? Playing Airsoft? Honestly, in this heat, though, like, you guys are brave if you're playing Airsoft in this heat. Also, if for whatever reason the audio or video is a little off, just let me know so that way I can go ahead and do some adjustments if need be. Milan, Nike, I work almost every weekend because of contracts. Dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Good old Charles says, stressed out had to restart a game because of one bug. Oof, that sucks, dude. Absolutely sucks. So no bueno. No, I get that. Hate when you encounter glitches when you're playing games, dude. It's the absolute worst. 'Cause especially if you're doing good. Or if you're like connected with friends, right? You're on Discord, you're like, oh, we're working together, we're getting this shit done. And then, especially if it's like an objective-based game, and like internet cuts out or whatever reason, you just have connectivity issues. Dude, it's the worst. Milan, Nick, I'm waiting for you guys to get the Arcturus K12 PE back in stock. So, the Arcturus, I'm not too sure if those would be restocked. I was actually talking to Bossman about that one. So the PE, because it's using a Perrin MOSFET, we don't know if they're going to be like being able to like continue working with that. We do know that Arcturus has been working very closely with Gate recently, the makers of the Gate Titan, so they might have a version of the AK-12 with the Gate Titan. Now, that would be pretty cool too. But I get what you're saying. That was a very cool gun. On call this weekend, so I can't do anything. Dude, Jim, that sucks, bro. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, working the weekend, like I enjoy because, again, it's like Airsoft, right? But I can see how, especially people in other industries, like it can be very, very tiresome when you have to like stay on work or you're on call, right? Sometimes you might not even end up going. My dad actually like has a similar situation. He'll sometimes be on call for the weekend, so he can't make plans. It sucks. Probably said that wrong. No worries, dude. I understood what you meant. Whole aircraft never saw someone on the field that doesn't have colored BBs except white. There's like tan BBs, black BBs. They exist. Yeah, we'll get started in just about a minute. We'll start answering some questions in about a minute. Oh, let's see. Oh, I gotta stretch my neck out. Gotta stretch my back out. So let's see. With 335, All right, guys, so now it is 3:35. Now it is time to go ahead and start getting into the officially begin. Welcome to another episode of the Storefront live stream. Thank you all for watching. I always appreciate all the viewership that you guys are able to go ahead and support and give to the channel. It really helps us out. If you guys go ahead and give a like, leave a thumbs up for us, comment, leave a live comment in the actual live chat. Not in the comment section because that doesn't always, I'm not able to see it. But if you guys want to have any questions, because this is a Q&A stream, feel free to go ahead and ask any question. Just make sure that you put the letter Q in front of your question, so it's a lot easier for me to identify, and it doesn't get lost in the chat as easily. You are welcome to ask your question more than once in case I don't answer it. However, just do not spam it. That is the one thing I will ask. Please do not spam your question. It is much appreciated if you don't. Thank you very much. Other than that, I want to go ahead and go over some promos and some other stuff we got going on right now. Right now, the biggest thing we got going on has got to be the Independence Day Mystery Box. Independence Day Mystery Box is only going for about $170. It just dropped fairly recently. And again, you're automatically getting free shipping. You're getting free shipping with this box, and this prize list is absolutely insane. I mean, if you guys haven't already, I've said it in previous streams before, definitely worth checking out. Place your orders. There are some dope-ass fucking prizes on here. 240s, Mark 46s, 416s, RPKs. Definitely got that G3 in there. Ronin T10. You got some Classic Army Scarabs. You got the R15s and the PW9s as well. You got some KDB originals. You got plenty of dope options here. And not only that, the lowest costing prize on here is already more expensive than the cost of the box right now. So no matter what it is that you get, it is going to be an automatic win, right? So definitely worth checking out. We also have coupon codes that are available to use during checkout if you want to go ahead and save a little bit of extra money. However, right now you can also get the best deals possible when you get on the sales page on our website. Click that real quick, and you'll be brought up to this page where you will see a ton of shocker deals. I'm waiting for this to load. There we go. See a ton of shocker deals. These are the best prices you're going to get in the airsoft scene, ever, literally ever. But these are not permanent. The timer is set. So again, once that timer runs out, that's it. That is the end of that deal. So make sure you do not miss out. But without further ado, why don't we go ahead and start answering some questions? Why don't we? All right, so Jim the Mad Viking asks, what is going on with Perrin? So I'm not 100% certain of the details that's going on with Perrin, but I do not believe that they're going to be continuing to make some of their models, if I'm not mistaken. From what I can tell, again, that was, Bossman and I talked about it briefly, which that was the reason why the AK-12 PE from Arcturus, why that particular model might not be coming back in stock, at least not anytime soon. They might still have it. It still might exist, again, surplus. They probably manufactured a few that still might exist out there floating around, and we maybe, but I don't, with the way things are looking, I don't know if we're going to be able to go ahead and get any more, just because, again, I think it's going to come down to a matter of Perrin being able to make more units, right? But again, we are noticing that Arcturus has been working very closely with Gate. Again, the same guys that make the Gate Titan MOSFET, and those guys will probably be collaborating more in the future. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we see the comeback of the AK-12, but instead of it being apparent, it's probably gonna have a Gate inside, right? That would be fucking dope. Have a ETU people plus MIG and G SR25. Yeah, dude, that was a great, the Perrin MOSFETs. Those were dope. Those we got a few. Those were fucking cool. And I like that they were. I mean, not the most cheapest, but they were fairly affordable considering what you were getting to. And that one, the ETU was great in the SR25. That's a great ass combo, dude. That's absolutely a great ass combo. Again, guys, if you don't know anyone, or if you guys are looking for anyone that might be at all remotely interested in airsoft, has maybe even just a passing interest, or just curious, right? Complete beginner, right? Feel free to go ahead and let them know to swing by the live stream, ask any questions that they might have. Again, I am not afraid of answering any sort of questions. If you guys want to ask me personal shit, you guys can more than welcome to ask me personal shit as well. If you guys are looking for, I don't know, maybe recommendations, you can also ask that. If you guys are curious as to, how to get started into Airsoft itself, or maybe if you want to start playing PKB, if you guys want to start playing Milsim, let me know. I am all ears, and I'm an open book. I will definitely answer any and all questions that you guys have. Oh, just got some mail in right now. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if that was
No, you're chilling, dude. No, you're chilling, dude. You're chilling, dude. You can use that one.
Okay.
You are chilling. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to go ahead and start talking about was the Independence Day mystery box, right? Just mystery boxes in general, right? we've noticed that other like there are mystery boxes that do exist in Airsoft, but this one we put together because we wanted to go ahead and give you guys the best like deal possible that you could when it came to the mystery box. Because there, if you guys remember, we've mentioned this and covered it in other live streams as well with Cisco and with Bossman, where we've seen other boxes that you could get, right, where you'll see a lot of like bullshit shit inside of the actual box itself, right? Sometimes there would be some good guns in there, right? Sometimes you can get some good guns, but a lot of times what would end up happening is that you would end up getting like stuff that was just like, okay, you'd get a very basic like prize, right? That was, cool to an extent, right? It was pretty cool, but you wouldn't end up really getting much else. You would get like a lot of filler inside of it, right? You get a lot of stuff that was just meant to like, I don't know, kind of fluff up the price, if you will, right? Just to kind of justify the price point that they had. And that's a tactic that like we definitely did not want to do when it came to our mystery boxes. Pretty much any of our mystery boxes that we have, right? But this one especially, right? We put out the prize list and we wanted to get like, all right, what are some really cool ass guns? What are some unique varieties? Because again, we didn't want it to be the same old, right? We definitely wanted to go ahead and shake things up and give you guys well worth your money, right? So again, put together this mystery box, R15s, PW9s. Honestly, if it were me, right, as a beginner player, if I was on a budget but I didn't really know what to get, if like someone got me this box, right, or if I was like, you know what, fuck it, I just throw caution to the wind, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this box, right? 170, that's pretty much what I can spend. Yeah, because again, you are saving on the shipping too, so there's that. Honestly, yeah, I would actually totally be happy with everything that I would be getting in this, because I mean, like even the lowest costing thing on here, right, like the Arcturus LWTs, those are still fucking dope, and they are technically speaking more expensive than the actual box itself, so that's technically speaking a come up. The Kalashnikov USA license stuff, those are always really, really dope as well. Always enjoy seeing whenever I get a mystery box has that. Those are cool. Because this is the thing, the Kalashnikov USA license AKs, like, they're just solid, man. They are absolutely solid, and they perform great. And we did, like, kind of an impromptu torture test on those. I believe, like, when they first unveiled, like, we got them in the storefront. I actually did, like, a few videos on them, but I did one specifically. I believe it's on our Reloaded side, on the secondary channel, where I took a KR9, or not the KR9, I took the KR104. Yeah, I took one of the SBRs, and I was like, all right. I got up on top of our lounge table, and I literally, dead ass, I grabbed the actual AK, and I just fucking dropped it. Like, I just straight up dropped it from like super high, and like just to see like, okay, what would happen. Honestly, nothing. That shit was like totally fine. Like, could kept firing, no issues whatsoever. I was actually thoroughly impressed with that. And that pretty much goes for like any airsoft gun that we torture test. If we ever get a gun that can just like withstand that type of like abuse, I'm always just like, yeah, fucking big round of applause for that. This one, okay, this got a question. We got one from Ammo SQ8. Will you be stocking the TM Saiga 12? If our distributors are able to get it, then most likely, yeah, we'd be able to go ahead and sell it. Yeah, I would love to go in. We have like a pretty decent amount of like Tokyo Marui stuff that we actually have on our website. Let's see here. One of the ones that I'm actually I have considered picking up myself was, oh, there it is. Yeah, the Tokyo Marui SGR-12 electric shotgun. That was actually one gun that I actually kind of wanted to pick up myself, honestly. Just because, again, yeah, for those guys that don't know, like if we got any new reviewers out there, like you guys know that I love the like unique shit. I love seeing like really different stuff out there. Because I love my M4s, I love my ARs, my M16s. Don't get me wrong, right? Those are always going to be cool, and those are always going to be the go-to. But with that said, sometimes I like to change things up a little, right? And this SGR-12 like electric shotgun, like we actually did. I think I got to film it with Cisco, where we got to shoot it. It's actually really fucking cool. Like, this thing is really, really cool. Now, yes, it is going to be a little pricey. I mean, you can use coupon code 20th, right? And you get 10% off that. But other than that, this gun is really fucking cool. And it's just so unique. Like, when do you ever really get to see these on the field, right? Like, fucking never. Like, ever, ever, ever. And again, that's just one of those guns that I wouldn't mind bringing onto the field and maybe starting a trend going. You know what I mean? Start getting people, like, to go with something like this. Granted, pricey as fuck, but still, worth it. Worth it. All right, let's see if we got any more questions right now. Does the SGR also have 3 inner barrels? That's actually a very good question. I believe it does. I would have to go ahead and double check, but as of right now, I believe it currently does. Let me see here. Yeah, it does. It actually features it right there in the description. Yeah, it features 3 inner barrels as well. So there you go. Absolutely. Because I remember when he shot it, the first shot I remember just just the amount of gas that like spewed out was like or not the gas, like when we shot it, because we had a freaking a Spitfire trace unit on there, and like it like it came out. I was like, whoa, like that was actually really strong. Even though the FPS on this bad boy is like, what is it, like 250 for whatever, and just the force of like 3 BBs coming at you, man, just it's just something different about it, right? It was cool. It was really fucking cool. But yeah, if you look up like say Tokyo, if you go brands here, right? Shop by brands. This is also a very helpful like trick for those guys that are new to the website. If you guys are looking to like narrow it down by brands, go here on the website, shop by brands, and you can scroll down and you'll find the exact brand that you need, right? Makes it very easy to go ahead and shop as well. In case, you just wanted to see what we have as far as like one brand or another, right? So you go here, Tokyo Marui. There you go. There you go. We got a bunch of stuff. And we actually got like some more stuff coming in too, like in the future. Like I know that we are going to start carrying more stuff as well. But yeah, got a lot of stuff on here. One gun that I actually thought that I'm actually very curious about. I'm gonna be bringing this into the stores probably this coming week. But I want to get to know more about the curved compact carry, just because again, it's just such a weird, funky looking gun that I'm actually genuinely curious about. Justin is too. He was very, very intrigued by this bad boy. I mean, just look at that. That's just this weird ass looking gun, man. Like that's some sci-fi shit there, and it's so compact as well. But yeah, I would love to go ahead and see this, and probably going to be doing some more videos on it as well. But let's see here, make sure there's no more questions. All right, join our Discord server. Yeah, again, if you guys haven't already, make sure to please go ahead and leave a like on the live stream itself. Leave a like and go ahead and share it around with as many people as you possibly can. Really helps us out beat that YouTube algorithm. And again, we're doing this because we want to go ahead and help out as many people as we possibly can with their airsoft questions. Again, I know that there are plenty of newer players out there or potential newer players that want to get started into it but aren't really too sure what information to go ahead and trust. Send them our way. We can definitely help them out and take care of them. But yeah, that is that. Again, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to go and snag yourself up an Independence Day mystery box. Freaking dope ass box. Probably like one of our best box with a preset list as is right now. Because again, I'm just looking at this prize list, man. It is absolutely fucking insane. Like for 170. And especially too in this like economy, like airsoft, yes. Overall, this is actually something that I wanted to address too. There was actually a comment not too long ago that like, in one of our podcasts actually that we did, where it was like asking, is airsoft dying, right? And there was a question that Boaz and I talked about, right? And some things that preventative measures that we can do to keep airsoft growing, thereby alive, because if it's not growing, it's going to die, right? That's just the thing with anything, right? If stagnation is going to breed its own death, right? That's literally going to be its own downfall. So we have to expand in order for it to continue surviving. So we went over different like things that we can do to help airsoft get started in some areas that maybe might not, stuff like that, right? And one of the comments we saw was like, if airsoft is dying, it's because the price of everything is like way too high. And I don't get me wrong, like I understand it. Sometimes there are some guns or some brands that like we see that have increased their prices on guns that were, traditionally meant to be a little more affordable, right? I remember, and obviously I'm not going to call it names, but, I'll say it, like, G&Gs, I remember back in the day, like, a combat machine used to be able to get one for, like, less than $200, and maybe some places there still might be, but, I've looked at some of the models that used to cost that much back then, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right, were like 180, 170, that are now, like, over the $200 mark, and to an extent, I get it, right? Like, again, inflation is always going to increase the price on everything, not just airsoft. This goes from anything that's imported domestically, or imported from overseas, right? But still, it kind of sucks that, like, a lot of brands have, like, gotten really expensive, but like airsoft can definitely still be affordable, honestly. Like there are plenty of options that are still available that can fit your budget with whatever it is that you need, right? To get into airsoft, you don't always need to have like the fattest wallet, the biggest bank account in order to really get something high quality, right? And this fucking mystery box is a testament to that, right? 170, like less than $200, and you get like a dope ass gun. That's fucking cool, right? But yeah, you don't need like the biggest wallet or like a huge amount of like copious amounts of funds in order to get started in your airsoft career, right? You can get something really, really affordable, really, really, and still really, really nice, right? Something that you can build essentially your airsoft career off of, right? A lot of the techs out there, or aspiring techs, know that you can get yourself just like a cheap base gun, right? And just build it out from there over time, right? And you are pretty much set. You can just play as is. Most airsoft guns as is are good to start playing outside of the box, right? They're good to start playing. Obviously, some do have better performance specs than others, but I mean, you can still play. Nothing wrong with going out and playing with a more basic gun. That's totally fine. But I just don't want people thinking that like, oh, I need to spend this much in order for me to actually like be able to play, or you know, I'm gonna automatically lose. Not necessarily. Remember, every like good player out there will say the same thing. It's not about the gun; it's how good the player is. No matter what gun platform you are given, or how competitive it is out of the box, right? As long as it shoots, right, you should be able to go ahead and still get kills as is, right? If you're a good enough player. So always practice, 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 right? Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, let's see here. How many entries into the giveaway do you get from a premium Bigger Wins box? Crazy Kids 331. As of right now, if you were to get a premium Bigger Wins box, you were only going to be getting 1 entry into the shopping spree giveaway. The only mystery box that gets you multiple entries is going to be the Independence Day mystery box right now. That one's going to give you 10 entries in the shopping spree giveaway. Prime Tech Customs. Well, hello there, brother. Louis 498. Can I get a KDWay Ronin T10 from the Independence Day guaranteed? Again, it's a mystery box, so it's going to be completely random. However, the Ronin T10 is guaranteed to be one of the prizes that you could potentially win off of that, right? We can't guarantee you. You can definitely put a request in saying, hey, I would really like it if I could win the T10 Independence Day box. But at the end of the day, it is going to be completely random. That's to keep it fair for everyone. You know what I mean? It's a mystery box. You're not really supposed to know exactly what you get. But again, it's going to be stuff off of this list. So you very well could win like a 240, right? You could win the Banff Team Cobalt Kinetics M4. You could win the Mark 46s from A&K. You could win a 416 from VFC. You could win an RPK. There's all these guns, like KWA Original, Zion Arms PW9. All those guns, you can definitely go ahead and like win, right? You are guaranteed to win something off of that list. That makes sense. K9AC1D asks, what MOSFET do you recommend? So MOSFETs like ETUs, when it comes to like which one that I recommend, it really depends on what it is that you are looking for. I do have a lot of experience with the Gate Titans, for example. Here, I'll pull those up for you guys so you can see. Let's go. I'll use this one. Gate Titan. Misspelled that. Gate Titan. Yeah. Woo! I had the hiccups there for a second. I don't know what the fuck happened. I usually go with like a Gate Titan, right? Just because that's like always been like my go-to. But something like, you know, you can get something even more basic if you really wanted to, right? Like, okay, let's look up MOSFET, right? There are other MOSFETs that you can get that can be, you know, pretty basic, pretty rudimentary as far as its design. Yeah, like even like Gate themselves, like will have different options as well, right? Like the Gate Airsoft X ASR, right? Yeah, this is like something as real basic as this, right? You can get something real simple. There's multiple options out there. And 2050, that's like nothing. It's like literally nothing. And that's an entry into the shopping spree because technically speaking, $20 or more. It's 2050, right? We still have a little bit of the Perrins left. I don't think we're gonna be getting restocked on those anytime soon, as of right now. Because again, like we were talking about earlier, yeah. There's other. You can get a Jag MOSFET. As far as like, I would say look up the specifications of each MOSFET, right? Try to look up what each of them does, and if you really want to spend the money on all those features, if you're even going to use them, right? I like the Gate Titan just because the amount of customization that comes with it, with the amount of programming options, not just like different burst fire modes, but also the adjustable trigger pull. That's like a really, really cool feature that I really love. But most people might not even care about that, right? Most people might not even care about that. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a super light trigger, pull altogether. It just means that how much of the trigger do you have to pull before it shoots? You can still have a bunch of travel in the trigger, right? So that's another thing too. I feel like I should clarify that. But yeah, it really depends on what you're looking to do, honestly, with your MOSFET or with your airsoft gun. That will help determine what it is that you need, right? Honestly, one of my favorite ones, like probably let's see, Nebula MOSFET. So let me just type in Nebula. Damn it! The Zion Arms Nebula program with ETU is sold out right now. Damn it. Okay, well, when that comes back, because that's going to be coming back. When that one comes back in, I also recommend that one too. This one's actually a really, really dope MOSFET, honestly. For $60, honestly, fucking worth it. I would say just hit the notify me when it comes back in stock. But yeah, the Nebula programmable ETU is actually really, really fucking cool, right? Again, that's the one that you would be getting off of like your Gen 3s, your Gen 3 Lancers. That's the same MOSFET you're going to be getting off of the MGC4s, and the Zion arms, actually. Most of the Zion arms AEGs are going to come included with this pre-installed, right? This thing is fucking cool, right? This is going to give you a hell of a lot of like programming options. It's made very simple. You don't need to plug it into a computer or anything. It's all programmed through the trigger, which is very convenient, and it even offers a binary function pre-built into it, right? So if you wanted to go ahead and pull the trigger once, shoot, let go again, it'll shoot again. That's very, very fucking cool. Very convenient. I would say when that comes back in stock, pick up one of those guys as well. But again, just depends on what you're looking to do with it. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Jim the Mad Viking, if I request no AKs, would that be honored? You can put in the request, and if possible, like again, remember, mystery box guys, mystery boxes are completely random. We have to keep it fair for everyone, right? If you really want to put down like, oh, you know, I don't want an AK already, like you can put that request down, and if possible, if it's within our power, we can definitely go ahead and maybe hook you up. But again, it has to be completely fair to everyone, and we have to randomize it, right? Obi Vic Kenobi, restock the R15 with PW9's Mod 0 Picatinny backplate, please. Yeah, I mean we can definitely we can get start bringing those in a little bit more. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I don't think I remember seeing them like move as fast. Honestly, I think most people just wanted the regular rear wired R15s, right? Just because it was a lot easier to fit a battery in there. But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if you guys want us to go ahead and bring those in again, yeah, we can. We can do that if we get enough people. If we garner enough support for it, we have no problems with bringing in more products of restocked or something, right? As long as they're not like discontinued or something. Let's see here. Okay, this one comes from Gabe. What's your opinion on a polyester stock? I don't know, man. Opinion on a polyester stock. Polyester stock. Do you mean a polymer stock? Usually with going with like any sort of like polymer stock or anything like that, like I have no problems with them. They work just fine. Like, I know that there are some, I mean, granted, I don't really see this as often, but I remember back in the day, we used to get some people actually complaining, right, online. They would place an order for, and I get it. I can see how it may be confusing to, like, a completely new player, an absolute beginner, right? Maybe they're just not familiar, even with, like, firearms either, right? If they place an order for an airsoft gun, right, they see full metal construction, and they would be upset because, or they would call in angry because the stock and the motor grip or the pistol grip was not also made of metal. That was kind of hard to explain to them why that is, but I don't see it as often, thank God. But honestly, like, polymer stocks work great. You know, they're lightweight material. They're very, very impact resistant. Yeah, I honestly got no problems with them. Usually, if I had an option between like a metal like wire like stock of some kind versus just like a regular poly stock, I normally would go with the polymer stock, just because again I feel like it just would work better. All right, let's see here. Make sure we're not answering any more questions. Okay. Can I special order it? No, there is no way to go ahead and special order it. It has to be an item that is available like in stock currently. Polymer, polyester, meh, can't type. Don't worry, Gabe, do not worry. I totally get that. I honestly, like, guys that have been watching my stream for a while know that anytime that I type in anything onto the search bar on our website, I'll always fucking misspell it, like, constantly. I can't type either, dude. Do not worry about it. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, and if for everyone new, make sure to go ahead and check out the Independence Day mystery box going live. It's literally live right now. It just dropped. 170, right? 170, and you get this insane fucking prize list. Fucking crazy. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. Again, check out all the, like, literally, let's look down at the prices, right? Zion Arms, KWA. I know for a fact the BCM, the BCM, MCMR, G&G, Elite Force, obviously the VFC, 416s. It's just so good. It's so good. And for like 170 KWA Originals, ACW Spectre, I fucking love this gun. For all my guys that, you know, basically want an MP5, right? But, you know, maybe are a little bit tighter on the budget, but still want something good quality. There you go. There you go, right here. It's compatible with the same furniture. I'm just letting you guys know. All right, let's see here. Make sure we're not missing any more questions. All right, so we should be caught up on questions. Guys, remember, if you have any questions about Airsoft, looking for recommendations, looking for any sort of, if you want to ask me personal questions, by all means, you're more than welcome. If you want to ask me Airsoft stories or Airsoft experience stuff, like, then by all means, feel free to go ahead and ask me the question. Just make sure to put a letter Q in front of it so that way I don't miss out. All right. But yeah, like going back to like the whole like MOSFET thing, like it really just depends on like what it is that you expect to do with it. For a lot of the guns that I actually own, I do want the programmability, right? I wanted the programmability. I wanted to be able to have the adjustable trigger pull, or adjustable trigger pull, because again, I thought that was just like so cool. I want to be able to only pull it maybe instead of having to go all the way far back, because some of my guns have a lot of travel. Some of them have a lot of travel, unfortunately, on them. So just to be able to go ahead and have it, so I don't have to pull it all the way back in order for it to fire. Which again, it's not a bad design. It's just a preferential thing. I thought really worked really, really well. Just be careful with that as well. A lot of ETUs that offer like a lot of features might also be referred to as what's called a constant drain MOSFET, meaning that they, even if you're not using them, some of them can still like drain the battery, right? Gate Titan is one of those ETUs that will still drain the battery even when it's technically speaking not really being used. Like if you're not pulling the trigger, it can still drain the battery. So just be very careful with that, especially with LiPos. I don't believe the Nebula MOSFET is, but I know the Gate Titan is for sure. And it's happened to me before where I've left my battery in by accident. Even it was already pretty low, and I thought, okay, I'll just leave it in there for now. I won't charge it just yet, because I still have some time. And then sure enough, it just drained my battery completely. Just completely drained my battery, right? And it was no one else's fault but my own, right? Because I didn't read the instruction manual. I didn't read any information about it. But yeah, that is the case. Also, if it uses like active braking, that's another feature that can, or precocking. Those are features that can drain your battery a lot faster compared to using just basic trigger contacts or MOSFETs that just don't feature that. That's another feature that will drain your battery a lot sooner than what you would normally expect, right? That's just one of those things too. So always, there's a downside, you know what I mean? Like you having all those functions, there's a downside to it. It's always important to read the specifications and always read the manual and do as much research about the MOSFET as much as possible. But yeah, we sell a ton, honestly, if you're looking for one. Okay, this one comes. All right. Let's see here. You can always wrap polyester on a polymer stock, inadvertently making it a polyester stock. Prime Tech Customs, I think you're onto something, man. That'd be interesting. Actually, I think I've seen some like shit where it's like, this, I forget what company it is. There's obviously a few of them now, but there was like this one company that made like denim, like material, like the literal denim, like chest rigs, plate carriers, right? But they would also do like, I think I remember seeing like they did one of those like oh my god, what the fuck is it called? Like sleeves for like sniper stocks, right? So that you can carry more rounds in them. But it was made out of denim. I was like, that's kind of cute. I don't know why. I kind of like that. All right, let's go answering some more questions. Sonar, if I'm saying that right, forgive me if I said that wrong. Getting back into Airsoft after 4 years, is the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II good for someone getting back into Airsoft again? Honestly, dude, yes. That is the best Airsoft gun you can... First of all, that's the best Airsoft gun you can get 2023. I'm just going to say, that's the best AR M4 Airsoft gun that you can get in 2023. Like, and I do 100% mean that. Let's pull it up, right? Go here. Airsoft guns, AEGs, MGC4, right? Oh, my back is kind of killing me right now. I need to stretch. All right, so let's go with the black and bronze, for example, right? What exactly are you going to be getting with this gun, right? The MGC4 is using a full metal construction, right? So it's going to feel, but it's not like super like heavy or cumbersome. It's actually fairly lightweight, right? While still retaining some good quality material. This is going to be using a full M-LOK style rail system, right? With Picatinny up on the top, of course. This is like very easy to start slapping whatever accessories you want on there, right? It's a nice, simple, clean design, right? It doesn't need much in order for it to look cool. It already looks cool as is, right? Now, what I love about the MGC4s is that they're going to come included with a 603 Type 4 inner barrel, rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system. What does this all mean, right? Consistency, range is going to be solid. Absolutely fucking solid, right? Better than a lot of the guns that were probably around when you were originally playing 4 years ago. That was around the time when innovation started like really kicking into the more affordable side of Airsoft, and like Type 4 barrels becoming stock was like kind of a thing like that was starting off at that 4 years ago. But honestly, this just takes all of that and just like builds upon it, right? It originally was based off of a Lancer Gen 3, but just so much more, right? It's been so finely tuned that it actually beats some guns in terms of rate of fire that are using 16-to-1 gear sets, even though this is using just 18-to-1s. Obviously, they're steel wire cut gears, so they're going to be fucking tough, but this was just finely shimmed, right? Finely tuned, great air compression, like, and a really snappy ass trigger response. It is using a 25K, but it is one of the faster spinning 25K motors. So this thing is hella torquey, so it's going to be really snappy, but still be really fast in terms of rate of fire. We've posted several videos about it. We actually have a whole review on it on our YouTube channel. If you want to go ahead and check that out, highly recommend you do so before if you want to go ahead and check that out before buying. But yeah, dude, honestly, I would say if you're going to get back into Airsoft, this is one, it's a very convenient platform because at the end of the day, it is an M4. It's an AR-15, right? You can go ahead and put whatever you want into it. But honestly, you're probably not going to end up putting anything in it anyway because this thing is so dope out of the box, right? And for $315, yeah, that is hella worth it, right? Absolutely hella worth it. You can get it even cheaper when you use coupon code 20th. Just throwing that out there. Oh, sorry. Apologies for that. Oh, God. What is that water, dude? What was in that water? Obi-Wan Kenobi Q. If I already BR. Oh, can I special order if I already... Not sure what the question means. All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on. Project Customs, his question. What would be your ideal way to holster a dual-ready lightsaber on your kit? I know, like... Okay, so I'm going to call out every weeb here. Every weeb wants to go ahead and carry it right here, right? I'm not a big fan of that. One, I feel like you have to reach all the way back there. And I get the idea, right? Everyone wants to be fucking Kirito from Sword Art Online, or you've seen whatever, right? And it just pulls it out from the back. I get it. It kind of looks cool, but... with the length of lightsabers, granted, lightsabers are not whatever. I'm not getting into that. Like, I get it, right? It looks cool if you were to maybe have it on your back, but honestly, I think the best way that you could maybe do it for me would probably be like, again, just something on the belt, right? Something on the belt, like just like a regular belt clip of some kind, some type of holster for it there. That'd probably be the most convenient and easiest to access, right? Either that or. But see, if you still put it on your back, even at that angle, if like you were to have it down here, what I would really love to see would be like maybe a Shoto saber, right? Like the really shortened down lightsaber. I think even Ahsoka had one when she was dual wielding before she switched over to the blue lightsabers. But yeah, like maybe just have like two, right? One on each, like one on the other, on like that attached via molly, right? So they're literally just in the back of your plate here. So you just see like the hilt sticking out a little bit. Just reach back here, grab, pull out, and then you have two lightsabers. That would be kind of cool, right? Dual Shoto sabers? Hell yeah. That'd be fucking sick. Let's see here. If I already have the R15 PW Nomad, could y'all help me swap the back plate? Yeah. I would say go ahead and DM us for more like instructions. It should be fairly simple to do if you already have like the if you wanted to go ahead and swap it out. I'm trying to think like the steps. Yeah, it should be a fairly simple process. I'd have to go ahead and double check on that. Go ahead and DM us. We might be able to go ahead and give you some more instructions with video because again, I wouldn't be able to do it like myself in store. But yeah, we could definitely take a look at that, man. Do you guys have a Laker expired colors on an Airsoft pistol? If you do, it is good, or is it good? Laker expired color. Expired color. I mean, if you're asking for like Laker colors in general, like what, the basketball team? Like just, am I understanding that correctly? Let's see here. You have Laker expired color. I mean, if you're looking for, let's see here. Let's go new products, right? There was, if you're looking for like Laker colors, let's see here. I know it's a fairly newer product. Let's see if it's been added yet, or if it's sold out. I don't think so though. There you go. Yeah, you can go and check out the Lance Tactical Strike high kappas, both the 5.1 and the 3.8. Laker colors right there, purple and gold, baby. All right, let's see here. Noah asks, do you know if you can put a crane stock on a gun that comes stock with the same PDW stock as an ARP9? You are able to. You can do it. You would need to put like a regular buffer tube on there. The ARP9 though, if I'm not mistaken, does have a shorter like. Hold on, give me a second. I think I have a receiver that I want to like show off. Like, dang it, I don't have it with me. Okay, so the receiver, like usually where the buffer tube would attach to, usually there's a little bit of like a tail end on the lower receiver. That part is, I believe, shorter on the ARP9. I have been able to get a buffer tube to fit on there, though. I have been able to do it. It does require a little bit of work, but you are able to get it to mount on there. Apologies. Let's see here, make scrolling down. Sooner. Yeah, you said it right. Okay, cool. Okay. JHZFN, is the motor in the MGC4 ferrite or a neodymium? Presume Ferrite, debating with Zion Arms R15 or PW9. For that one, I'm not 100% certain on that one. I'll have to come back to that one in a little bit. But debating with the Zion Arms R15 or PW9. Between the two, okay, so PW9, okay, they're basically going to be the same gun, right, at the end of the day, right, depending on which version of PW9, whether you're going like the Mod 1, Mod 0, where it's still using the short barrel, or R15. I'm going to assume that you're talking about like the PW9, like the Mod 1, right, where it comes good with the longer outer barrel rail system and the buffer tube and stock, versus the R15, the standard. Between the two, I would say the R15 is technically speaking more convenient because it still takes regular standard M4 magazines, right? You can find those fucking anywhere, right? They're affordable, and for the most part, they're pretty universal, right? So, like, theoretically, if you're on the field and you run out of ammo, right, you can just ask your buddy next to you, hey, I need an extra magazine. And if you tell them, like, hey, it just takes the regular M4 mags, that should work. That should 100% work. Right? So between the two, I would maybe go with the R15, but the PW9 is really cool, especially if you're looking for like tag speaking like an SMG or PDW, like a pistol caliber carbine PCC. That would be a definite like option. I think out of all the PCCs out there, I think that's probably the best performing PCC out of the box. All right, let's see here. Scroll down. Oh, cool. We got some more questions. Oh, okay, yes, I'm having trouble deciding from the Laker Color Airsoft pistol or the John Wick pistol. Which one do you think is better? Okay, so between the two, the Jag Arms Terran Tactical Innovations pistols, those are going to be a much higher performance, and they are nicer in my opinion. But the strikes are actually really solid as well. The strikes are very snappy. The strikes they are upgradable as well. You can upgrade your Lance Tactical Strike, no problem. Like it is TM spec, right? Magazines you can always find for it as well. At that point, it's going to become down a matter of essentially like aesthetics and how you want to look, right? Now, technically speaking, here, let's go and pull it up, right? Let's take a look at the Pit Viper. Pit Viper, right? Look at the Pit Viper. There we go. All right, the Pit Viper does perform very, very well. I think it does perform better than the Strike, if I'm being honest. But the Strike is really cool, and they have different colors. If you didn't like the Laker color one, obviously, if you do, fucking great. Like, you're not gonna find a Pit Viper that has those colors, right? But I love just the level of quality that went into the Pit Viper, right? Like the hand stippled grip. I love the texturization, right? When it comes to the slide, it's just buttery smooth. I love that comp that's on there. I like that the inner barrel goes all the way to the end of the comp, right? Instead of just ending right here, it goes all the way through, right to the tip. And I love the fact that you can actually still put a trace unit on there as well, right? That comp is threaded inside, so you can put a trace unit on that bad boy. Compatible with other magazine brands as well. Yeah, this gun is fucking solid. Everyone that owns a Pit Viper is like very, very happy with theirs, and it looks cool, right? It looks so cool. All those trademarks from Terran Tactical Innovations, like, it's fucking nice. Really fucking good pistol. Personally, I would go with the Pit Viper, but hey, man, if you really want to go ahead and show off them Laker colors, by all means, do you show off those colors, bro? Okay, let's see here. Prime because I'm thinking along the line of holstering the main hilt on my belt and having the blade portion on my back like an antenna. Oh, okay, so it's easy to reach and screw the two together when I'm ready to use it. I see. No, I get that, Prime Tech. That would definitely be like one way to do it. I guess for me, it's like because I don't want to have to assemble it. I just want to carry it on me. Like, obviously, yeah, it kind of defeats the immersion a little bit if, I'm just carrying around like this thing and the blade is sticking out. That's one inconvenience. But the thing, like my thing about like having it like just on your hip, right, already assembled, is that all you got to do is press the button as soon as you unsheath it, right, as soon as you take it out of its clip, and you're good to start fighting right then and there, right? It's much easier to deploy in an emergency, right? But then again, I'm thinking more on a practical sense. Again, this is Airsoft, right? We can do whatever we want. Okay. Munan Ahmed asks, what is your advice for BB weight for a 400 FPS GBBR like the GHK M4? So for BB weight, it's really going to come down to a matter of individual preference, right? And what type of performance you're looking for. Obviously, 2.0 is going to be your base starting, right, for every Airsoft gun. Every Airsoft gun has minimum use a 2.0 BB or above, right? If you want like just greatest range possible, then going with a 2.0, yeah, you could go with a 2.0. But it is probably not going to be very consistent, especially in an outdoor setting, because again, you're shooting 400 FPS, right? For you, I would say start off, like you can start experimenting. You can go at 2.5 if you want. Normally, what I would say is because sweet spot would be anywhere from a 2.8 to a 3.0. That's what I would personally go with for a setup like that. 2.8s are usually like my go-to for like my gas flowback rifles, right? But again, like you can use whatever you want at the end of the day. It really depends on what type of performance. I don't mind making my hop-up chamber work a little more in order to hop a heavier weight BB. And I don't mind sacrificing overall range if my consistency is just going to be that much better. Apologies. All right, let's keep moving on. Tactical. Is the AC 591 Lance Tactical Vest good? Let's take a look at that, actually. AC 591. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh, let's type in AC-591. There we go. All right. Sometimes it's very sensitive, right? All right, let's take a look at the black one just because it's there. AC-591. Yeah, dude, I would honestly highly recommend it. Okay, so the Lancer, like, plate gears themselves, or the tactical gear, those are actually fairly solid. I believe that they're not even OEM technically by Lancer, if I'm not mistaken. They're just, again, it's like their goggles situation, right? It's another factory that's manufacturing them, and Lancer has them like, okay, maybe put our insignia on there, right? Basically just slapping their label, right? Again, there's a lot of that going on in Airsoft, but as far as the quality of these aren't bad. I actually own Lance Tactical plate carriers as well, and they still hold up. I've had them for more than a year. They've held up. Yeah, I got no problems with this, and it is going to be very similar, if not pretty much a clone of the JPC style plate carriers. That's a very popular option, right? Very minimalist, very lightweight. Protects the vitals only, and that's it, right? But I would recommend it. I mean, obviously, like, color is going to be all preferential, but as far as the overall design, yeah, the JPC is a solid design that is still being used today. It is going to be very minimal. That I have to remind everyone that it is going to be a very minimal plate carrier. It's not going to give you the most amount of molly real estate or most amount of coverage on your body. But if that sounds good to you, then by all means, man, go for it. It's actually, and again, that being that cheap, worth it. Very much worth it. Okay, next question. I'm going to probably get... Okay, I'm going to... scroll up. Missed the question. Okay, probably going to get the Arcturus Karambit, and I want it to be able to make it longer. Okay, let's take a look at the Karambit then. Karambit. All right, while we're waiting for that, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the Independence Day Mystery Box live on the website right now. It just dropped $170, and you get an insane fucking prize list. These guns are fucking dope, and you $170, and that's it, and you automatically get free shipping. That is absolutely insane. Order, and you're going to be getting 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway next week, Thursday, for $1,800. Don't miss your chance to win big. All right, now with that said, let's take a look at this Karambit, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying. The Karambit ULR PDW is very, very short, right? If you wanted to go ahead and lengthen that, it is still using a like a regular receiver design, if I'm not mistaken. You should be able to go ahead and swap out the rail system for any style that you like. Same thing with the outer barrel. Now, some fitment might be required, of course, but we sell outer barrels. We sell rail systems as well, so if you wanted to swap that out for something else, by all means, we sell them plenty on our website. Or if you were just looking to make the outer barrel longer and you want to keep the rail system the same, what you can also do is just use a barrel extension, right? You can just buy like a, barrel extension. There's like I believe Mad Bull makes them, and I think other companies do, but you can usually get a, like literally just, it lengthens the barrel. It's literally just a threads onto the 14 millimeter counterclockwise threads, and it just gives it an extra, it can be like a 1 inch, it can be 2 inches, something, it can be 4 inches, right? Let's see here. See if we can find it here. There's a lot of different barrel extensions. A lot of these mock suppressors too. That's another way of like lengthening it as well. If you just wanted to also give it a kind of a different look to it. Yeah, there we go. For $25, you can get this 3-piece combo, right? Where it comes included with the, looks like the 1 inch, 2 inch, and it's going to be the 4 inch if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are really fun, cool. Those are cool, right? And these make it very easy to just lengthen the barrel a little bit more. So that's another option as well. Okay. Looking to return to Airsoft. Haven't played since 2018. Is the Umbrella Core M4M good? I mean, I would say for the money, there's just better options for sure. If you wanted to spend, again, depending on the budget, right? If you're looking for the best, like high, like $300+ airsoft gun, honestly, it's got to be the MGC4. It's got to be the MGC4. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Like, at the end of the day, it's just the best, right? Like, it is, and I mean that objectively. Like, we had a hand when it came to the internals of this airsoft gun, and we purpose-built this bad boy to give you super snappy trigger response, snappier than most, if not all, guns out there, right? Stock guns, obviously. text, calm down. I know there's a lot of guns. Well, my gun, I don't care, right? As far as stock, we're talking about stock guns here, right? This is the snappiest fucking trigger I've felt, right? Fucking fast. It is super quick. Super quick, especially considering it's still using 18 to 1s, right? It is still using 18 to 1s. It's just shimmed very, very well. And the 25K motor we have in there is very fucking cool, right? Even though it is a torquier motor, it is on the faster side when it comes to how fast it spins, right? Like it's a solid setup that you got here, right? If you were something maybe under that, I mean, depending on the style, right, where you're going to be playing as well, there's many different options. Classic Army, KWA, Lancer Tactical, those are all going to, Arcturus, right, those are really, really solid options. Really depends on what it is that you're looking for and what your budget is. If you give me a budget in mind, actually, I can help you find a few options. Okay, let's see here. 2018. See, TM High Kappa 5.1, Gerald Alpcore. Yeah, if you're a fan of the TM High Kappa, that's cool. Stray Wolf, yes, thanks for the pointer. Oh, yeah, no worries, dude. Anytime. Okay, RJ Fisher, I fell asleep before the stream the last couple days. Did anyone win the spree? So, RJ Fisher. So, in case, for anyone that didn't know what happened with the stream, why we didn't do the Shopping Spree giveaway live stream this past Thursday, Cisco has actually, and if you guys have been keeping up with social media, you guys will know that Cisco has been very, very sick. Like, really, really sick. His throat is fucking tattered right now. It was really bad. He hasn't been able to come into work. He hasn't been able to like get out of bed, honestly, some days. He is on the mend right now. He is recovering. He should be back in the office by Monday. But as of right now, like he is just still very, very sick. He is starting to talk a little bit more. He was actually able to call me. He is sounding a little bit better. It still sounds pretty bad, but he is getting better. So we've actually had to postpone the Shopping Spree giveaway till next Thursday, this coming Thursday. Right? That's when the next Shopping Spree giveaway is going to be. But to make up for the fact that we had to postpone it, we ended up stacking the prize pot. So we stacked it to $1,800 now, to $1,800, right? That you can win. Again, it's all the previous entries. If you place an order to qualify for that stream, don't worry, your entries still are going to count for next week. We haven't gotten rid of them. We're not going to do that to you guys. All your entries are still going to count, right? But this gives people who maybe didn't place an order yet or were on the fence about it now time to place their orders and get their entries in. And again, if you want to increase your odds to the highest amount, get yourself an Independence Day mystery box live right now, 170, insane prize pot. Again, look for yourself. Look, it's on their website. Take a look for yourself. Look at all the prizes that you could win. It's fucking dope, and you automatically get free shipping. And again, those 10 entries in the giveaway for $1,800. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Definitely worth checking out. All right, Tactical S, best line tactical vest for a 14-year-old that's 5'4". 14-year-old, 5'4". Actually, you're pretty tall, man. You're pretty tall. I remember being 14 years old and I was only 5'2", I believe. Oh yeah, I was a very short kid. I didn't get my growth spurt until freshman year of high school when I was like right on the verge of turning 15. Then I actually grew like a few inches. Actually, it was crazy. I grew overnight. And then I got my second growth spurt when I was in college, or like a little after college. If you're looking for a vest, honestly, like I would probably say tactical that maybe here, let's see here. I'm going to go back. Go back. Oh, wait. The JPC that we looked at earlier, yeah, the AC 591. Honestly, that's a great choice. JPCs, that's one of their benefits too, actually, that I find. JPCs are a great option for smaller framed players. They actually cover more of the body too because of their design. If you're a smaller frame dude, right? Like I've met plenty of guys like very same like size or build that actually the JPCs work great and they were able to grow into it as well. So the JPC is definitely like one option that you can look up. You can also just look up I see here. Let's see, Condor Sentry, I believe. Bear in mind, most of the plate carriers we sell are generally going to be like one size fits all. They are adjustable for sure, but it's going to be like how they fit on your body. The Sentry plate carrier is another option that I would say is pretty good. I'm not sure what color you were looking for, but let's go Coyote Brown. Just an example, right? It's a very basic, very affordable plate carrier, and you can deck this out with as many like pouches and accessories as you'd like, right? Very simple cummerbund, right? Just straps, but again, that makes it very easy and again, super adjustable to whatever size you are. I know a few guys, smaller, shorter, or even just skinnier, right, that use this and works great, works solid. Absolutely like fantastic plate carrier. Got no problems with the Sentry. All right, that's another option too. Just if you wanted to add on top of the AC591. All right, let's see here. Okay, this one comes from Noah. Q, do you love or hate Polarstar engines such as the Jack or F2? No, I have no hatred towards systems. To better answer your question, Noah, like I know that there are people out there who, or even me to an extent, I'm not a huge fan of running an HPA engine or system just because, again, I don't want to, for me personally, want to spend the money for it because I feel like AEGs now are at a point where they could compete against an HPA. Back then, like go back, a couple years ago, you couldn't touch the level of like just that trigger response on an HPA gun, right? On an HPA setup, there's just no beating. And to an extent, some people will argue that there is still no beating it, and I totally get that argument. However, I will say AEGs, the technology has gotten a lot better, and I mean a lot better. Like I look at like guns like the MGC4 or the R15, right? And they do have really snappy response. They do have a really, really snappy response. It's almost instant, right? It is going to be comparable to an HPA setup, in my opinion. But I don't hate the systems. I don't hate Polarstar engines, and I don't hate players that run them. I feel like HPA in general got a really bad rap because of, and they still do to an extent, right? Out of all the videos that you see out there, all the cheater videos, all that crap, like again, which by the way, I don't recommend you guys watch that stuff. Like I watched it back in the day, but I've honestly stopped, and I choose not to ignore that stuff. I don't want to give that sort of stuff attention. I feel like when we watch like a lot of those like cheater check video or those cheater videos, mag dump videos, like just mag dump videos in general, I feel like are just really cancerous to the hobby itself and the industry and to the industry. Because think about it, if you're a new player, you watch a video, right, where like it's some kid's birthday and he gets mag dumped by these freaking like players, right? Why the fuck would you want to go out and play Airsoft anymore, right, at that point, if you're the player? But if you're watching that video and you're even remotely curious about Airsoft, you watch that video, you're going to be like, oh, man, that could be me. I don't want that happening to me. No one does. No one does, right? So, of course, they're not going to want to go out and enter the hobby. And then we just killed any potential for that player, for that kid to become a player and a member of the hobby, right? He could have been like a really cool player to hang out with, and we'll never know because he was just completely turned off by the attitudes and the behaviors of certain individuals that he would see online, right? Now, granted, you can very easily be the same type of person, same type of like asshole without an HPA system. It doesn't. If you're an asshole, you're gonna be an asshole regardless, right? But I can see why it got kind of a bad rap back in the day. I feel like it's gotten better. Field rules have definitely. Refs have definitely stepped up their game. I feel like in some fields, when it came to like, okay, making sure that there's no, obviously with tournament lock, making sure that they're checking, making sure they're not cranking up their PSI, right? Like, cause that shit's that was terrible when people would do that. But no, I think the systems are great. I think they're a great system. I think that they are a little pricey, but if you have the means, by all means, go for it, dude. Absolutely. If that sounds like something you want to do, I say fully support it, 100%, go for it. Okay, so it comes from Sunar. What's the difference between the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II and Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II Professional Plus, or it's P Plus? Is it worth the extra deal? Yes. So what you are paying for, essentially, the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II, solid, right? Its hop-up chamber is great. It's a nice rotary style hop-up chamber. The arm on it is nice and strong, so it can it can still work with stiffer buckings, but it is still using the stock setup when it came to the inner barrel, the bucking, and the nub itself, right? They're solid, they work great, but they could be better, right? And that was the thing that we wanted to do with the Performance Plus. That's what the P stands for, Performance Plus. With the P Plus, you are getting a Unicorn Airsoft tight bore inner barrel. It's going to be the same bore, but it is going to be a different finish to it. I feel like it's a nicer finish to it. Not that the stock ones were bad, but again, you are getting more out of the Unicorn. You are also going to be getting the upgraded bucking and the hop-up nub. So your consistency is, everyone that's like used the Unicorn in like setup, like you guys know that shit is like, that is a cheat code. That is literally a cheat code to get your BBs shooting way more consistently and improved accuracy as well. Honestly, like I genuinely love the Unicorn stuff that we sell because like they just fucking work great, man. Like I actually did an installation for one earlier for one of our boys, Stitch. I actually did one for him earlier today, and dude, it's fucking great. Like the hop up nub itself, like you're talking like near RHOP levels of like consistency, right? This thing is like a pre-upgraded barrel setup that you're getting for like sometimes less than $50 depending on the option, depending on, right? If obviously the longer you go, the more expensive it's going to be. But honestly, is it worth it? 100%. Hell yeah, it's fucking worth it. Bossman actually brought out a P plus R15, but it used the same bucking inner barrel and hop up nub, right? And he brought it out to a field, brought it out to BB Wars, and he was hitting targets like super far, man. This thing can reach. This thing can get out and touch people like far, real fucking far. So I would say if you have the means, yeah, dude, do it. Or if you're not yet, you save your money, and then later on down the line, get yourself the unicorn barrel. Because again, all the barrels are going to come included with it. All the AEG barrels are going to come included with the bucking and the nub. Very worth it. Very much worth it. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Ah! Caught up. Let's see. House of Jester. Hey, Jester, what's going on, bro? Darwin's Arbiter, what's getting ready? What's going on, dude? Okay, let's see here. Scroll up. Okay, answer that one. Answer that one. Okay, this one comes from IFXY or IFXX. Asks, if I'm just starting it to get to Airsoft, should I start with a pistol? If you're starting into Airsoft, if you're getting into Airsoft, IFXX, usually what I would suggest, believe it or not, is no. I would say yes under very specific circumstances, right? So here's why. AEGs, any sort of like is going to be a lot easier to maintain, right? AEGs, you guys know, have, I would say, a higher tolerance for stuff more so than gas blowbacks do, right? Like, AEGs are built with the intention, like, they know that, again, people are going to play with this thing pretty rough, so they will make them, for the most part, fairly tolerant towards a lot of the stuff that, like, players do, right? Now, do they still need to be maintained? Absolutely they do, right? There's still a level of maintenance that is required with any airsoft gun, but compared to gas blowbacks, it's not much, right? Clean the inner barrel every so often, and that's pretty much about it, right? Maybe if you're playing very frequently, check it in for a tune-up, maybe like once, maybe every 1 year, 2 years, maybe, depending on how frequently you play. But gas blowbacks require constant maintenance and constant cleaning. Now, there are some models that maybe, do have higher tolerances for dirt than others, but at the end of the day, you don't want to get your gas blowbacks dirty. Like, you want to keep them as clean as you possibly can, right? Not only that, like, depending on the model you get, magazines might also be a little more expensive, right? Let's say if you want to go with an Elite Force Glock, right? An Elite Force Glock magazine is going to be easily $40 to $50 minimum, right? Starting, right? That just is what it is, right? $50 is like the average price for most Glock magazines for that guy. There are other platforms with more affordable magazines, but each magazine, depending on the gun, can maybe not have as many rounds as you would like, right? You're usually looking at like under 32 rounds for most standard like magazines, right? Depending on the platform, high cap is 28 to like 30, 31, 1911s being like fucking like 14, maybe a little more. Again, depends. Some maybe 22. It depends on the model, right? Depends on the magazine you get. So you're gonna have to load up on magazines a lot, right? And magazines can add up. Even if they're only a $20 magazine you're able to find, you still should buy like multiple magazines. I usually tell people if you're starting off with a gas blowback pistol and that's your primary, minimum you want to have is like 5 magazines. Minimum, right? You can run 3, but you're gonna run out pretty quickly, right? So I would say it's like 5. AEG magazines, on the other hand, can be I think the most expensive AEG magazine generally that you can get would be like the PTS EPM1, right? Which is like 30-ish bucks, right? But most magazines are usually going to cost under $25 anyway. So you're going to save yourself a little bit of money there, and they hold a lot more rounds. A mid cap can be anywhere from like 90 to like 150 if we're talking about like ARs, right? Obviously, other models are going to switch it up depending on the model itself and the brand. But they are going to be a lot cheaper, right? You don't have to worry about gas. All you got to worry about is battery and charger, making sure that it's fully charged before you use it, and there you go. Now, you can have a pistol for your primary if you really wanted to, but mainly only if you're going to be playing at a CQB or indoor style field, right? Because, yeah, it's super small, it's compact, very easy to maneuver. But generally speaking, my go-to for most players is recommending an AEG, and even if you are playing at a CQB environment, go for something that is already shooting at a lower FPS, or has a quick change spring system in which you can change the spring out and like play at the field specified FPS limit, right? That's what I would usually suggest. But if you want a pistol too, dude, with your primary, I would say go for it too. At the end of the day, here's the thing, guys. It's all your money. You can do whatever it is that you want, right? And we appreciate the fact that you're choosing to shop with Airsoft GI in the first place, right? Always is very appreciated. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that starting with a pistol does have its downsides as well, right? There's all pros and cons to every decision. Okay. DAS. I recently bought an Army Armored R613. Love it. Came in with 128 round mag. I want to get 2 more. What green gas magazines do you recommend? So when it comes to green gas magazines, for the R613, let's pull it up. I want to see that guy again. R613. I know which one it is. I like seeing the guns itself. With the R613, for something like that, it's a nice gun actually. It's actually a very nice design. Good choice, DA. For that, it should be compatible with most Tokyo Marui spec high kappa magazines. Usually, what I would suggest for something like this, because you're gonna buy multiple, see if you can get like, let's see here. Let's see, do we have the Jag Arms magazine? Let's see if we have it here. Yeah, I love this magazine. Yeah, this is probably my favorite magazine. If you have the means for it, the Terran Tactical Innovations 42 round high kappa magazine is like one of my favorite magazines because the Jag Arms magazines are like stupid efficient, like really, really gas efficient, right? Not only that, again, you get that nice stainless color, so it's kind of like nice to two-tone it, right? For $50, honestly, that ain't bad. 42 rounds, good-ass magazine. If you want to save money, you can also get Golden Eagle High Kappa. Did I spell that right? No, I did not. Good thing I checked. Golden Eagle High Kappa. Right? Oh, man. Grab some water. All right, let's just try it. Actually, I think that option came with Golden Eagle High Kappa. Yep, there we go. 5.1, 30 round magazine. Very easy. Yep, something like that. That'll work too, and it's pretty cheap. $22. Save yourself a little bit of money. Maybe get like 2 or 3 of those bad boys. Yeah, as long as it's meant for like a TM spec high kappa, all the magazines should work on that. Army Armament is pretty accepting, honestly. When I've tested them all out, they all worked. Don't start with pistol. No, it says don't start with pistol. The best thing you can possibly get for a starter, and 4 and B GG comp machine. I don't know about that one. No, don't get me wrong. The GG comp machines are good, but they are nowhere near as affordable, honestly, as what they used to be. And for the money, you can definitely get something a little bit nicer. Me personally, I'd rather get an Octurus, right? I'd rather get a Lancer Tactical Gen 2. I'd rather get a classic Army Skirmish. Yeah, Octurus, Lancer, classic Army. Those are probably my 3 that I would honestly start off with. Because, again, you get more features out of the box. A lot of the combat machines out of the box, they just don't have that much. And, like, it feels like I'm being charged for the name. And, again, it's a good name. Don't get me wrong. G&Gs, like, are dope. And the combat machine was, like, the go-to platform back in the day. But, honestly, for the money, you can get yourself something nicer that's going to give you way more value, honestly, for your money. You're not just spending money on the name. Now, let's see here. IFXX asks, can you show me some cool full auto pistols, please? Thank you. I'm looking to buy one. No worries, dude. I think my favorite full auto pistol, like right now, it's a classic. It's got to be the Elite Force M9. Elite Force M9. It is a CO2 powered pistol, but honestly, that's totally okay because this thing doesn't need any upgrades at all. This thing out of the box fucking rips. Insert the CO2 cartridge, and man, oh man. First of all, it's capable of both semi and full auto, right? It actually is pretty damn efficient, even on with the CO2. But it shoots fast, like really fucking fast, dude. Like, this thing is cool. But yeah, magazines are available for individual sale as well, so you can pick those up. Yeah, I got no problems with this. This thing is a fucking tank, dude. I brought this out to several Milsim events with me, and it's held up very, very, very well. That'd probably be my go-to as far as full auto pistols. Sheer. Extreme 45 is a good one if you're going full. Yeah, that's not a terrible one. Cadence Martins, will you ever sell a Tippmann tactical training airsoft rifle? Not too sure about that one. I think we did sell Tippmann for a while. Not too sure what happened there. Maybe just not too many people wanted it. So, I mean, if we get enough garner enough support for it, we maybe in the future. Oh, guys, if you haven't already, for any of my newer viewers that just joined us, make sure to go in and check out the Airsoft GI Independence Day mystery box. Only $170, and you automatically get free shipping. And then check out that prize list. Absolutely insane the amount of prizes that you can win on this thing. Look, let's take a look at this. There's a variety here, right? 240, Mark 46, 416s, RPKs, G3, Ronin T10, Scarabs, R15s, PW9s, KWA Originals, right? Spectre, ACW Spectre AEG, like fucking, yeah, it's insane. Like, this is a really good ass box. I highly recommend that you pick one up. These things are fucking worth it. All right, let's see here. I'm looking at pistols for a while now, but recently seen a little bit more of the Lancer Tactical Strike 5.1 high cap. Is it good because I haven't seen too much? Yeah, Lancer Tactical 5.1 strikes are solid. Full Metal Construction, I believe they actually have the same OEM as Army Armament, and I'm a big Army Armament fan. Yeah, I would highly recommend them. I think personally, aesthetically, I'm not the biggest fan of the strike, just because I'm not a big fan of the cutouts. But yeah, dude, you can totally get one of the 5.1. If that if that suits your preferences, by all means, dude, absolutely do it. It's at the end of the day, it is a TM spec high kappa, which means you are going to get a shit ton of aftermarket support, right, as far as parts, upgrade components, replacement parts if need be. Customization as well, right? You can go ahead and like change out everything about it if you really wanted to, if you got tired of the aesthetic, right? You can totally change it out. And they're good, solid performing pistols. I got no problem with them. Paul Russ says, hey, man, what's going on? Is it ask me anything? Yes, you can ask me a question. Bear in mind, if it's anything regarding like outside of Airsoft, or if it's like regarding an order, I can kind of help, but for the most part, I would recommend that you DM us directly. You can DM us on Instagram, Facebook, Discord server, and we can definitely get you helped out there. If it's not related to Airsoft, like if it's something of a personal problem, maybe not, but again, depends. If I have a fever and I found a pink round pill, but I can't find the matching box, it's just foil. Do you think I should take it? I'm doing bad. I probably wouldn't. But remember, guys, this is a Airsoft Q&A stream. You can ask me questions if you want to about my Airsoft experience or whatever. But again, try to keep it fairly related, or food. I'm also okay with food questions. Just make sure, yes, Jester, make sure to go and put a Q in front of it. All right, let's see here. Make sure. Okay, answer that question already. Okay, prime because most of the time it's not really a cheater per se, but the player that's recording just complaining that someone didn't call their hit. That's another thing too, prime to customs. You bring up a good point. That is another thing too that can be a thing, right? Sometimes the dude's not even like cheating, right? Sometimes it could just be a player that's like so insistent, right? That no, I hit you for sure, right? Like, dude, it's Airsoft. Like we're using 6mm plastic BBs. At the end of the day, at a certain distance, right? Either you might not feel it, or maybe you just didn't hit him. Maybe you're not as good as you think you are. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Maybe you're not as good as you think you are, right? Like, not too many people go on the field and are, like, automatically fucking John Wick, right? They're just not, right? Like, no matter how much you train, that's not always going to be the case, right? And it's okay to deal with that. Remember, at the end of the day, calm down, right? Because we are all playing, no matter Speedsoft, whether Milsimer, a casual player, doesn't matter. These labels don't really exist if you really think about it, because we're all playing the same glorified game of tag. Right? And the sooner we all realize that and stop taking ourselves too seriously, and this is coming from a guy who does MILSM events too, the sooner we stop taking ourselves too seriously, the more we can have fun. And the sooner that we can go ahead and maybe respect other people's drive. I know that there are a lot of, again, this goes for both ways, but I have seen that criticism on the SpeakQB side as well. We're like, oh, you guys take it way too seriously, right? You guys are spending all this money on gear. Well, maybe they like to. Again, it is a form of cosplay, right? Like, why not, right? It's our hobby. Let us enjoy things, right? Let me enjoy my sport my hobby the way I want to, right? I'm not gonna go in and like shit talk anyone else's, stuff of how they want to go play Airsoft. So why should you do it to me? That's kind of the mentality that I usually want people to start carrying with them. Also, another thing too, raise advice. If you are like, if in your opinion you are hitting a person. And even if they're far away, just give them the benefit of the doubt. Even if they're close too, just give them the benefit of the doubt. That's a very big piece of advice that I learned early on in my Airsoft career, right? Just give players the benefit of the doubt and don't be confrontational. That's going to really, really, it's going to look great on you, right? You look like the bigger person in that situation. Because if they decide to go ahead and, if you let them know after, right? Be like, hey man, not to cause any sort of argument or anything, that's the last thing I want to do, but, I was shooting you, I did see the BBs roll off or something, just be careful next time if you can, keep a closer eye on that. Dude, I've said it before, if someone said that to me, like, absolutely, I'm going to 100%, like, honor that. Even if we're in the middle of a game, someone did it to me, I'm not going to cause a fight, I'm not going to cause an argument, I'm going to walk off, right? Because what do I have to gain, really, from arguing with a person on the field, right? I just make the hobby look bad, right? I don't want to cause problems for anyone, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and call my hit. Hell, I'm the type of person that will, again, even if if I am like 90% sure that this BB that I hit on like the side of my gun was like a ricochet, I'm probably still going to call it just in case. You never know. You never know, right? All right, let's see. Let's get answering some more questions. Prime to Cousin only used the Unicorn Airsoft bucking nub combo, and it surprisingly improved the range and precision of my Archon. Yeah, even just the bucking and the nub by itself, right? Like the Prime to Cousin, I'm being that nub and that combo, that fucking solid, fucking great. Obviously, I would recommend using the inner barrel, right? Especially if your gun doesn't have a Type 4 barrel as is, but you can just swap out the nub and the bucking, and you'll still see improvement. A random person 372 asks, I've been looking for a rifle and the G&G SR15 has caught my eye as of recent. I've seen some videos with positive reviews, but is the rifle worth the $430 price tag? Let's take a look at the SR15, right? Let's go. Let's just pull it up on the screen. Why not? SR15. Okay. You are looking at the 430. All right, we'll pull up this SR15 Mod 2, right? Just because, again, that's the close one, right? Okay, so this is going to be the case for pretty much any G&G, right? G&Gs are very, very well-built airsoft guns, right? They are a very high-quality airsoft gun. Some of them will come included with some features as well, depending on the model. But usually, G&G is a little bit on the pricier side typically for airsoft guns. I think if you really like that SR15, it really catches your eye, and if you really like it, then I would say yes. I would say go for it, right? However, with that said, I would say maybe just start comparing guns out there and then just seeing, again, what exactly am I getting, right? What is the value in this airsoft gun, right? How many features does it come included with? Is it using full metal? What is the performance on it? Does it shoot fast? Is it very snappy trigger? Or am I going to have to do some work on that in order to improve it? What's the range? What's the accuracy, right? Comparing all that stuff is going to be my best piece of advice to all of you, right? It doesn't matter even if it's not airsoft. That applies to pretty much anything in life. If you're buying stuff online, if you're buying stuff at a store, right? Compare if you're trying to buy a car, right? That's another thing you can go with, right? Like, hey, this BMW costs this much and it's only going to come included with this versus this Mercedes where, yeah, it might cost a little bit more, but it's going to come included with so much more features. And maybe you want to compare, like, okay, how much does it cost to fix X, Y, and Z, right? Like, you start comparing shit from there. It's the same thing with airsoft guns, right? Taking a look at everything. If you find that at the end of your research that it still is the number one in your spot as far as looking to get into airsoft gun, then I would say yes. However, if you are looking for just raw performance and cool features out of the box, honestly, the best gun right now, and I do mean this, I know obviously you guys are gonna assume that there is a biasness because, again, it is our airsoft gun. And yeah, I could see that. I am being serious when I say airsoft to airsoft. Like, the MGC4 Mark II is the best performing AEG of 2023. It just is. There's no competition, really, at the end of the day. When we've compared apples to apples and oranges to oranges, this thing just fucking kicks ass, dude. Like, it really, really does. And if you have the means for a 430 SR15, I would say go with the MGC4 Mark II. But again, if you really want that SR15, by all means, go for it. At the end of the day, it's your money. You can pick whatever it is that you want to go with, man. Let's see here. Make sure these is very. Unicorn is at the very least they probably polished and coated for longevity. As they say, they include the bucking with every IB. Yeah, no, absolutely. If you don't want to go with that inner barrel, you can go with a different inner barrel as well. And the bucking and hop up nub, you can buy that separately too if you really wanted to. I feel for honestly most players, making the swap is hella worth it for all three. But again, you can do as you see fit. The 0K said, I started with airsoft with a GBVR. Hey, cool, man. Hey, man, if you got the means, the budget for it, then yeah, dude. Justin says my type of guy. Yeah, absolutely, dude. GBVRs are fucking fun. You'll never hear me necessarily shit talk like GBVRs, right? Because at the end of the day, gas fillback rifles are the most fun you will have in airsoft, right? When it comes to just the cathartic experience, right, of shooting something that has an actual functioning bolt is just so fun, right? It's just fun, really, really fun. That's the best way I can describe it. The gun going ka-chunk, 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 right? It's just so satisfying. But we do have to admit that magazines, depending on the platform you get, can be pretty expensive. And most players starting off at airsoft don't want to have to spend $40, $50, or even $70 on magazines. I'm looking at you, GHK. Right? Most players don't want to spend that much money, especially if they're starting off, right? So AEGs do make it a lot easier, point of entry. But hey, if you got the money for GBR, go nuts, man. Go crazy. let's see if we can start answering some more questions. Guys, we only have about like 10 more minutes left of the stream. Make sure to go ahead and ask all your questions while you still can before the end of the live stream. And if you haven't already, make sure to check out the Independence Day mystery box, right? Independence Day mystery box is still live right now. It only recently dropped and it's already still moving. We got free shipping automatically on this bad boy, so you're saving money there. And for $170, you can win all these prizes, right? Any one of these guns you could win, right? It's completely random, but honestly, even the lowest costing, like the lowest tiered gun on here, costs more than the box. So you're already winning no matter what, right? No matter which way you slice it, it's always going to be a come up. All right. With that said, let's keep going down. IFXX. So what AR should I get? At the end of the day, all preferential. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say MGC4 Mark II if you have the budget for like $300+. Again, it really depends on what it is that you have in mind, how much you want to spend. But that is, again, that is what I would normally recommend. Okay, let's see here. Eden, sorry. I'm like, no worries, dude. Don't worry about it, bro. Yeah, Darwin's Arbiters. That's fairly that's a pretty good statement. In general, G&G is very good. The GR15 or SR15 that they have, however, is a bit old now. Nowadays, you can get equivalent for cheaper. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, this one comes from Mark the Airsoft. Oh God, it moved. Why'd it move? Why'd it move? Where'd it go? Okay, there we go. Sorry. It just completely like caught up and it just moved so fast. Issue with my Gen 4 Glock 17. Slide started locking after every shot. Have to push it back. Any thoughts? Cleaned and lubed. Filed parts, people recommended filing, but still locks up. I'm not 100% certain. I would have to take a look at it like myself and actually see what might be going on, like what's causing the lock. I would say if you still have a warranty in place, I would say if you bought the gun through us and the warranty period's still in place, I would say yeah, you can contact us, DM us with the order number, and we can get you taken care of. We can get through. It is a direct manufacturer warranty, but we should still be able to go ahead and take a look at it. What do you recommend for a Lance Tactical AK-74 hop-up upgrade? But honestly, first upgrade, don't go for the hop-up chamber itself. Upgrade the bucking, nub, and the barrel. Bucking, nub, and barrel. Get a unicorn airsoft inner barrel. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier, and it's one very inclusive package and very affordable for what you're getting. Okay, IFXX. I would love to join and enter the giveaway. I have a $2,000 budget. How do I get in? To get entered into the Shopping Spree giveaway, IFXX, all you have to do is place a $20 order or greater, right? Now, if you have that much of a budget, what I would probably say you could do, because we also have online vouchers or gift cards, you could get that money. Again, if you want to play it smart, I'm going to give you the big brain move here. $2,000, right? Get what is it, $100? Yeah, get $120 gift cards if you really want it. If you want to do this, right? You can get $120 gift cards, right? You could do this. You could very well do this. Get $120 gift cards. Usually takes one business day from the day that you bought it in order for the voucher to be cleared. So probably Monday it'll probably clear. So when Monday comes, when vouchers are cleared, you'll have that much in your account. Create a full-time account through Airsoft GI, so it's a lot easier. Trust me, it's a lot easier if you create a full-time account through Airsoft GI. Once you do that, buy the gift cards. When the voucher clears, all that credit goes to your account, and then you can go ahead and buy whatever it is that you want from there, right? Hell, you could even go further and use and place orders within like $20 budgets, right? Within $20 increments. So that way you get multiple entries, right? You can get as many, like all those entries, those are all going to count towards the Shopping Spree giveaway, right? So again, your odds of winning just got that much higher. But you can also use that for an airsoft gun, and that'll also count as an entry, whatever it is that you decide to do. But normally what I would suggest if you're just looking for a gun, just period overall, MGC4 Mark II. That's literally the best gun that you can go ahead and get right now, and I do mean that. Let's keep answering some questions, would you? Okay, Eden, Mark, it's either the hammer is getting caught on the blowback unit, or the guide rod spring is worn out if you already filed down slide rails. Yeah. I mean, you can always swap out the springs. Springs themselves shouldn't be too bad. Like the springs should be fairly cheap as well. Shane Landry asks, "What is the best sniper you carry?" It depends what you mean by sniper. If you mean either bolt action or if you mean like a DMR, right? Usually, for best sniper, let's see. If we still have modify sniper, let's see if we still have this bad boy available. I think we do. Yeah, this would probably be the best sniper that we carry. The Modify M24 bolt action sniper rifle, yeah, that's probably going to be the best sniper rifle that you can honestly get, honestly, on the market right now, because these things come pre-upgraded out of the box. They're fucking cool, man. They're so fucking good. Right? What else? But if you're talking about DMR specifically, for DMRs, I gotta think about that one. I do like the G&G SR25 AP2. Let's see. No, like best performance, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. There are other, don't get me wrong, you can get like a really good DMR or bolt action sniper rifle for cheap and then build it out and save money that way. Like if you wanted, like Justin was saying, if you wanted to go out and get like a fairly affordable sniper, like long range platform, you can go with a Golden Eagle SR25. You can go with one of these guys, right? Let's say you want to go with the Yorex SR25K. These guys are super dope, right? They're very lightweight, but they are still using a metal construction that you can fully upgrade these bad boys. Compatible with other magazines out there as well. These are dope. You can build these out entirely because it is still using a lot of version 2 parts. So definitely would recommend checking that out. Or if you want bolt action specifically, my favorite one, you guys already know, it's a classic of mine, Double Bell VSR 10. Yeah, one of these guys. This one. Or even the other one, too. I mean, depends. I like the faux wood version, but if you want to get, like, just a solid, like, synthetic stock and everything, you can go with this guy. For 91 bucks, it's on a shocker deal right now. That's actually a shocker deal. That's fucking crazy. VSR-10 bolt action sniper. It's a 100% VSR-10 compatible, meaning that the VSR-10 platform has the most amount of upgrade components for it compared to any other sniper platform, specifically the TM version of the VSR-10. Parts, magazines, you can find it for these guys, and it's cheap. But this guy, like, we were actually surprised when Taylor, our old head tech, had taken a look at the internals of the Double Bell VSR-10s. He was thoroughly impressed with the level of quality that went into it. And these guys are already shooting really fucking hot. They're already shooting close to, like, 500 FPS. So definitely worth checking. All you would need maybe at that point would be new inner barrel, maybe new hop-up nub, or not hop-up bucking, maybe a zero trigger if you wanted to, right? That'd probably be about it. And we got about only a few more minutes left, guys. Make sure to go ahead and ask your questions while you can. Bye, Isaias left the store. We got pizza. Hey, Darktree, thanks, man, for swinging by. If you guys didn't know, we actually had a lot of the mods swing by our custom showroom and lounge. But thank you, man. You did not have to go ahead and get us pizza, man. That's super appreciated. You didn't have to do anything. Okay. What is a good M4 PDW for CQB? Good M4. I would say, let's see, R15 SBR. If you're looking specifically for like an M4 PDW style, right, I would say probably go with the R15 SBR, right? They go for $315, but again, use coupon code 20th right here. You can get 10% off that bad boy, get even more off, right? Those would probably be the best, like super short, like barrel, like M4s that take, pretty much ARs that still take the regular M4 mags, as opposed to like PCCs, right, where you got the pistol caliber magazine. That would probably be my bet. Okay. Shout outs to Justin and the ASGS. Hey, man. Hey, honestly, thank you, too. Honestly, like, guys, all of my storefront employees, Justin, Victor, Wu, they all put in work. They all put in work to make sure that they give the best customer service experience that they possibly can, right? I always appreciate it when we get noticed like that. It's always very nice. Do you know of any field near Los Angeles that are good for bringing many family members? Thank you. Bucket of Ideas asks. Yeah, dude. SoCal actually has an abundance of fields. If depending on what area you're from specifically in Los Angeles, but I believe, depending on where you're at, I would say the closest ones to us, because I live out in Downey, but I've spent my whole life in like Southgate, Linwood, Compton area. High school is when I started going to Downey more frequently, but I would say in that area, if you go to Bellflower, you can go to Hollywood Sports, right? Hollywood Sports. It's right off Somerset. That was like my home field for a while. You can also go to Tax City out in Fullerton. You can go to Project N1, that's in El Monte. You can hit up Let's see. If you want to go out further a little bit, you can go to SE Village, right? I would also say go to Wildlands. That's my preferred airsoft field. I think they're really cool. They're a little bit of a drive, but they're out in Lake Elsinore. But I think they're probably one of the better fields in my opinion. But again, they're I would say like the close one to like I guess downtown LA. I guess maybe depending on where you were at. Probably Hollywood Sports Park. 10 minutes sucks. Okay, make sure. Okay, let's see here. Okay, triggers on GVR is a satisfying feeling. What do you think of the G&G CM60 Raider 2.0 and what mags should I get for it? You can use any mags you want because, again, that is a gun that pretty much takes any M4 magazines, Lisa Summers, but I think the G&G CM16 Raider 2.0 is a little bit pricey. I feel like there are better options out there. Usually, again, I would say go with like an Arcturus, right? NY02CQ, that's a great option, right? I would also say go with a Lance Tactical Gen 2. The LT31 Raider is like my favorite of the Gen 2s right now. Even a classic Army skirmish, right? Like an ML10 and ML12, those are probably really good options. They come included with a pre-installed ECS programmable trigger unit. Fucking dope. All right, I have time for one more question. Will you be stocking the Armament R612M with the TB up or with the T8 upgrades? I see the R612, but not sure if it's the same. We'll get the MGC4. You convinced me to get. I'm a geezer, so need advantage over my son. Hey man, I'm glad I was able to convince you on the MGC4. With the T8 upgrades, I'm not familiar with the T8 upgraded version. The R612M that we have on the site is like completely stock from Army, but I would have to take a look at the T8 upgraded one. All right, guys, I believe, yeah, that should be about it for today's live stream. Thank you guys for everyone that participated, for everyone that was viewing. Really appreciate all the viewership and all the questions you guys were able to ask. If you guys have any other questions that I wasn't able to get to, I live stream fairly frequently. Next week, I'd have to see what the live stream schedule is going to be like. Probably by Wednesday would probably be the next one. Yeah, if you guys want to go and ask your question, you feel free to DM us directly on any of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, even on our Discord server. If you're not already on there, there's some really good stuff you definitely want to go ahead and check out. Make sure not to forget about let's pull it up right here. The Independence Day mystery box, that is still live right now. Again, $170, and you get an insane prize list. Again, it's super fucking crazy that all these guns you can win for just $170. You automatically get free shipping, right? It's already there, so you're saving a ton of money there. Again, guys, make sure to place your orders for this bad boy, and you'll be getting 10 entries in the Shopping Spree giveaway. But any $20 order that you place will automatically enter you into next Thursday's Shopping Spree giveaway for $1,800. Again, guys, I want to thank everyone that was viewing the live stream. Thank you so much. Your viewership is always appreciated. If you want to support the channel, make sure to shop at Airsoft GI specifically. That's the best way and direct way to support the channel. Keep the lights on, keep the camera rolling. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you.